Hello and welcome to day one of our pronunciation training. I'm very excited. I hope you're feeling excited too. We're going to focus on some tricky consonant sounds. We're going to start by warming up our mouth muscles together. All right, we're going to stretch the cheeks, we're going to loosen the tongue a little so that we're ready to practice and perform well. I want you to think about it like you're training your mouth like you train your muscles at the gym. We need to stretch, we need to warm up so that we have our best chance of performing well. So let's get started. So I want you to take your hand, put it on your belly so that as you breathe in, you can feel that air filling your whole chest and your whole belly. So we don't want it to just your breath to come in to here. We want that breath to come all the way down. Just make sure that when you push that air out, you're making a sound. You're specifically Okay, good. Now I want you to take your fingers and I want you to start massaging the muscles in your jaw and your face, your cheeks, especially where you sometimes feel tension. When you've been speaking English for a little while, maybe you hold that tension in certain muscles in your face. It might be up at the jaw, it might be through your cheeks, it might be down along your jawline here. Wherever it is, I want you to just spend a little bit of time stimulating it with your fingers, getting that blood flow happening, getting warmed up and ready. That feels good. So the point of all of this is to get your muscles ready. If you think about when you go to a gym, after a long time of not going to the gym, and you pick up some weights, and you start doing it, and you think, gosh, that's a bit tricky. But the next day, you feel that sting, that burn, right? Wherever those muscles are that you haven't been using. And you know that if you warm up well, you decrease your chances of that pain happening. But also, if you show up consistently and you practice lifting those weights, the pain will reduce over time and your body will respond and it'll be easier for you to lift those weights next time, right? That's the whole concept that we're working with here. We just need to get all of these muscles ready, performing well, and not feeling so sore afterwards. Okay, let's focus on the tongue now. I want you to push it out and back in. All right, and now same left to right. And stick it out and drag it along left to right. Okay, good. Another really great little practice activity, particularly for consonant sounds that are a little challenging, is to trill your tongue. You can also do this with your lips. Get ready for some pronunciation drills, all right? And that's what we're going to do now. As we do these pronunciation drills, I want you to exaggerate your mouth movements more than you would normally do as you're speaking, because we're deliberately trying to stretch, to focus on where your tongue and your mouth needs to be as you're making these sounds, okay? Let's get started with ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Good. Pi-pa-po, pi-pa-po. Ki-ka-ko, ki-ka-ko. Bi-ba-bo, bi-ba-bo. Gi-ga-go, gi-ga-go. Si-sa-so, seesaw, zee-zah-zaw, zee-zah-zaw, she-sha-shaw, she-sha-shaw, chi-cha-chaw, chi-cha-chaw, wee-wah-waw, wee-wah-waw. All right, so if any of those were tricky, just skip back a little, do them again, focus on the position of my mouth, make sure that you're doing the same. Try this. So, show, see, she. So, show, see, she. What weed would we? What weed would we? What weed would we? Wiggle, waggle, wiggle, waggle, wiggle, waggle, wiggle, waggle. Okay, great. Now, if any of those sounds were tricky or they felt uncomfortable for you, these are the sounds that you need to spend a little bit more time practicing. So take note of them, write them down. Write down some of those little practice words that I was playing with there so that you can practice a little bit more frequently. You've got to get comfortable making those sounds. All right, now we're going to play with some chunks of words or groups of words that are often spoken together and often with reduced forms. They'll be familiar to you as you hear them. We're going to start with coulda, coulda, coulda. I could have done it. I could have done it. Shoulda, 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 shoulda. I should have done it. Woulda, woulda, woulda. I would have done it. Mighta, mighta, mighta. I might have done it. Nice work. Okay, now we're going to move on to our tongue twisters. So you should feel like you've warmed up, you've played around with some sounds, you're a little more conscious of some of the sounds that are difficult for you. Now we're going to practice with some of these tongue twisters. And the same rules apply. The ones that are challenging for you are the ones that you should be focusing on. You should be spending more time practicing the ones that are difficult. And we're going to start with the consonant sound h, h, h. Okay, French speakers, I know this one is going to be a little challenging for you, all right? So let's practice. A happy hippo hopped and hiccuped. A happy hippo hopped and hiccuped. Good. And now, k, 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 k. Cooks cook cupcakes quickly. Cooks cook cupcakes quickly. Cooks cook cupcakes quickly. You go. All right, now we're going to focus on g, b, g, g, b, b. Gobbling gargoyles gobbled gobbling goblins. Gobbling gargoyles gobbled gobbling goblins. You go. And now, sh. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. Selfish shellfish, selfish shellfish, selfish shellfish. Say it 3 times, okay? Go. And now let's add that ch sound in too. S, sh, ch. She sees cheese. She sees cheese. If a dog chews shoes, whose shoes does he choose? If a dog chews shoes, whose shoes does he choose? Try this one. Scissors sizzle, thistles sizzle. Scissors sizzle, thistles sizzle. Okay, let's try ch, w together. Ch, w. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Go. Well done. All right, that's awesome.